Hello outdoor adventure students, my name is Mr. Osmic and I'm going to show you how to lace the center section of the snowshoe. So you should have watched my first video on doing the toe section. I have now completed the tail section. Just to let you know, it took me 11 minutes to do the tail section. I'm pretty proud of that. Again, I've done quite a few of these, so try to top that. But anyways, so the center section, it's done the same way. The over, under, the golden rules, the side tie-offs, it's all the same weave. So if you did the toe and tail section first, the center section should be, I'm not going to say easy, it's a little bit different twist here and there. But again, you have the basics of snowshoe weaving down, the side tie-offs, advanced knots, things like that. So let me get set up. Again, you need to burn the end of the webbing, just one end and not two ends. Those that have burnt both ends, you realize the discomfort with that. So just burn one end. Again, take the webbing out of the bag, the center section, string it all out, make sure there's no knots tied in it, so it'll pull through nice and easily. So let me get set up here, get my head cam on, and I will start to weave the center for you. So let's start the tail section here. First of all, on the directions, again, follow through the directions, but we're going to start at lacing the center section right here. So the first thing it tells you to do is to measure 4.5 inches down from the crossbar. So again, this is going to allow your boot to pivot back and forth. You want to have an opening. I might even say 5 inches. If you have bigger feet, bigger boots, maybe even 5 inches down might be better. Again, like I told you guys in the last video, I like to put the snowshoe tail between my legs and squeeze my knees, and that makes it nice and sturdy here so I have both hands to work with. So the directions say, again, I got my big pile of webbing down here, all spaghettied out, so it's going to pull up nice and easily, I hope. The first thing to do is to do the tie-off knot on the right side, 4.5 inches down. And again, I'm going to take it, wrap it around, make the tunnel, put it through, and I'm going to pull this down. And again, you will see as it starts to slip, the burnt is going to slip, and that burnt end is going to get caught in the knot, so it cannot pull through. There you go. Yeah, so start on the right side, 4.5 inches down, go to the left side, do the side tie-off. So again, over the wood, over the webbing, under the wood, through the tunnel, and now I'm going to pull this all through. And again, the center section has a lot of webbing, like 80 feet of it. Little knot right there, which is not good. So that actually pulled through. Try to get that tangled there for later on. So again, it's a lot of webbing. Some companies actually recommend cutting this webbing in half so you don't need to pull this, and then you can tie a knot when you run out of space on that first half. I do not recommend that, just because you're going to have like a knot right in the middle of the webbing somewhere in here, and again, you don't want that. So the first thing you do is to start on the right side, go across the left side, and then again, your foot's going to be pivoting right here the whole time when you're walking these. So I'm going to make a master cord right here. So I'm going to go back and forth. So I'm going to go over here, do another side tie off over the wood, over the webbing, under the wood, through the tunnel, pull it through. I'm going to do this 3 more times. So I'm going to get a big master cord right here in the middle. My feet are going to be pivoting back and forth. And get this nice and tight. Such as so. Get it tight. So that I started here, went 1, 2. I'm going to go back 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. So again, I'm going to do this one time here, pull it through, And again, I'm going to stop it right now. You don't need to watch me do this 2 more times. It's the same thing I just did. So I'm going to pull this through and get it tight. I'm going to go here, tie off, here, tie off. Okay, so again, I started right over here with my starting knot, went back 5 times over here now. Now the directions say to go down to the second spot, and I'm going to do a tie off. So I go over the top. I'm going to pull this one. Well, maybe I'm not. What am I going to do here? So I'm going to go over the wood, over the webbing, under the wood, through the tunnel, just like before, a side tie off. And now I'm going to try to pull this all through. Get between my knees tighter. Pull this all through. Again, a lot of webbing to work with. And that's why I got to make sure there's no knots, and do not tie or do not burn the end of the other knot, otherwise it will not come through. So, master cord, went down to the second position. Get it nice and tight, nice and tight, nice and tight. Get that nice and tight. There you go. Now it says to go over to this other side over here and do a side tie off. Pull this all through. I can slide down right now. I can see that knot slipping right there. It's not a big deal. Pull it out. And again, it's good to make sure your hands are clean and make sure the floor is clean. If you got pizza juice on your hands, it's going to get the lacing all nasty. And if you got dirt on the floor, it's going to get the webbing all dirty too. So anyway, and then the directions tell you that I'm going to double check here. So in step number 3, so tie up and pass the lacing over the master cord and over the front cross piece against the right side. So I'm going to go over the master cord, over the cross piece on the right side right here, and then the directions tell me to wrap this cord. I'm going to pull it through. It says to wrap this cord 4 times. I might just pull it through right now. I'm just going to pull it through. This will be easier, I think, for you to see. So again, the directions say to go from the second one on the right, second one down on the right, over master cord, over the cross piece to the far right side, and then it's going to tell you to wrap this cord 4 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I need to go under both the master cord, and that might not have been the best choice on my part. I'm going to redo this here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 wraps around. I'm going to pull this all out first, just to get it easier. So I'm going to wrap it 4 times, and then it says to go, I'm going to get this tight, get it tight, and then it says to go under these 2 horizontals, and this next part is not clear. It tells me to go to, I'll pull this through first. So the directions are going to say to go between the 3rd and 4th cross piece down below. So the directions say, again, 3rd and 4th cross piece, where here's the 3rd, which side? You need to go between the 3rd and 4th from the left side. Okay, 3rd and 4th the left side, way over here. If you go 3rd and 4th to the right side, it's going to be off. So 3rd and 4th from the left. The directions do not say that. So just do that right here because I told you to. I'm going to stop right here. So it's a good thing I stopped and read the directions. So remove what I said before. Do not go down to this part here yet. Directions number 5 say, again, go up and over, wrap 4 times, go into the master cord, but then it says to go over this. So again, go under the master cord, but then I'm going to go over this one right here, and then under my horizontal one right here. So I just formed a little cross right there. All right. Then I'm going to go down between the 1, 2, 3rd, and 4th. I'm going to go over this here. So again, I'm going to go over the wood. I'm going to cross over that strand right there. So again, I formed an X down here by doing that. And then I'm going to go up to the far left side right up here. I'm going to go over both the mask and horizontal. I'm going to go through the top left side. I'm going to wrap 4 times down like I did on this other side over here. All right, so we went from down here over those two, the horizontal, the master cord, far left side. I'm going to wrap this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to pull this all through, just like I did on this other side over here. So again, they wrap this cord going up to make it a little bit stronger, because again, the boot's going to be rubbing on that quite a bit. So I want to make sure it's a good strong cord. Then we go under both of these right here. Pull this all through. So again, this left one's going to go over horizontal. This is a right going under horizontal. Get this nice and tight. And again, now the directions say to go to the second knot, my first knot here, do an advanced knot, where I go, again, over. Do this side here. I'll go this side here. So again, advanced knot, you go over the wood, over the webbing, and then I'm going to go down to the next position right down here, where again I'm going to go over the wood, over the webbing, under the wood, and through the tunnel. And now I can pull, I think I can pull this all through. The wrong one there, so over, redo it here. See, I have a hard time too. So again, I go over the wood, over the webbing, under the wood, through the tunnel. There we go. And I wonder, so it's not pulling through very easily. I'm going to go this side, so over the wood. I need to go over the webbing right here. This advanced knot's messing this one up a little bit here. Over the wood, over the wood, over the webbing, under the wood. I'm going to do this here. I'm just going to go over the wood, over the webbing, pull it all the way through right now. So I went over the wood, over the webbing, then I'm going to go, once I get all the strength through, I'm going to go, so I went over the wood, over the webbing, I'm going to go under the wood and through the tunnel. Pull this through. And then I'll go over to the third side over here. So I went from over here, third one down, went across, went under, and then over, tied it off. Now looking at directions number 8 I'm on, tells me to go under this vertical, over the 2 horizontals, up to here. So under the vertical, over the 2 horizontals, between the first and second spacing right there. I'm going to wrap it around, put it over the wood first, and then I'm going to wrap this cord 4 times like I did over here. So it went over, I wrapped it 4 times going down, and now looking at directions number 9, it tells me to go under the master cord, over this horizontal, and then under the verticals right there. So under master, go over that horizontal, under the 2 horizontals. I'm going to pull it all through. So up, over, wrap 4 times, over horizontal, nope, under the master cord, over this horizontal or vertical, under 2 horizontals. And I'm going to go down here between the 2nd and 3rd one on the left side, right over here. I'm going to do the same as I did over there. Go over the wood. I'm going to cross over and head back up here. Okay, so I came back down here, going between the 2nd and 3rd, and look at the directions number 10. Again, you got to look at these directions here. The directions tell me to go around here, but then go up to number 3 down. So I'm going to connect it right up to here. So again, from the 2nd one up here to the 2nd and 3rd one, I'm going to go up to there. So I'm going to pass it over here, over the wood, like I did right there. I'm going to pull this all through. And then I'm going to go, and it tells me to go between the advanced knot. So I'm going to go over the horizontal, between the advanced knot right there. Pull it tight. And then I'm going to go down to number 3 right down here. My marks are getting off a little bit, but I can adjust that. I can move them, scoot them up and down. So I'll stop right there. All right, so I tied the 4th one down, went under, over, did the 4th tie off. And now directions number 11 tells me to go up. So it says, tie off the 4th mark from the top on the left side across, pass across. And it says, pass the lace into the horizontal strand of the 3rd tie off and loop as illustrated. So I'm going to go up, go through. So I went up from the 4th, through there. I'm going to cross over that and under the horizontal. I'm going to go down between the 3rd and 4th on the left side down here. All right, so I was up here at the 4th one down. I went under or over the horizontal, came under the horizontal there. And what I realized down here, I'm not going to start over again. It's not that big of a deal, but on the bottom cross piece, you should go underneath it first. So under, so only spot you go under the wood, and then come on top, and then crisscross right there. So now I'm going to go under, over up here, up between the 1st and 2nd one from the top toe section, and then I'm going to bring it and wrap 4 times down here. All right, so I wrapped around 4 times, go under the master cord. I'm going to cross over the lacing right here, under the horizontal, over the left, under horizontal. I'm going to end up at station 4, where I'm going to do advanced knot down to 5. And you know what? I realized I did a mistake here. And I'm going to leave it. Again, so here I went under the master cord. Then I went over the lacing I did right here. On this side, I did not do this. You can kind of see I don't have a cross right there. So it's going to look pretty bad. But you know what? I'm all right with that right now. Because this is not my pair of snowshoes. I'm just doing this for a demonstration. So I don't need to be perfect like you guys do. If this is my snowshoe, I can see, I would go back and do that. So anyways, so I went up around 4 times, under master, then over here, then under, over. I'm going to do an advanced knot right here, down to number 5, where I'm going to get a cut across over here. So again, I went from over here, from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one down, over, and went under those, over these. And now the directions number 13 just says cross to the opposite mark. I did that. And then loop as illustrated. Kind of hard to see. But what it is, I'm just going to do the basic weave as I did on the top. I'm going to go under the right, over horizontal, under the right, over horizontal, under right, over horizontal. And then I'm going to just loop it around the master cord and continue on. So let me pull this up right here. So again, I'm going to go over the master cord, come back on this side of it, on the right side, under horizontal. I'm going to go under the 4 horizontals right here now. Pull this all through. So again, it was that number 5 right down here. Under the right, over horizontals, over master cord, made a little cross. Under the 4 horizontals here, I'm going to go over the 3 verticals. These are lefts right here. And I'm guessing between the first and second tie off right here. So directions 14 tell me to go on the cross piece. I did that. I'm going to go up to station number 5 up here, do an advanced knot, go down to 6 then, cut over and under 3 lefts, and then over the ones over here to create a tie off over here. Okay, this part, again, I'm on step number 14 right now. Almost messed it up until I stopped and read the directions again. What it says in number 14, to go under 3 verticals, over the 4th, under the 5th, over the other ones. Normally, I would have said go under 4, like go under the lefts and over the rights. But it's telling me, and again, I'm going to trust it, I want to go under the 3. I'm going to go over the right, under the left, and then over the other rights right here. So what I did is I created an X right here. See that right there? So I went, this is step number 14, very important. Under the 3, over the right, under the left, then over those right there. That's a key thing that a lot of people make a mistake on, like I almost did. All right, so I tied up over here. No, this is still direction number 14, the long detailed one. It just says do what you did in number 11, whatever that is. Looking back, I went up to here, kind of doing advanced, coming back over here. So I went over the right, under the horizontal. I'm going to go down between section 2 and 3 on the cross piece down here. So again, I'm going to go to the cross piece between the 2nd and 3rd. I'm going to go under it. Squeeze my legs harder here. Go under it, and then I'm going to go just cross this one right here. And I got to look, but I think I'm going to go under, go under these, then over, then under, then over. That's not going to be right, I don't think. I'm going to stop and look here. All right, so I read the directions here again, and it tells me to go under 2 of the verticals, and then over this horizontal, under that vertical, and then over. I think I do that. Again, I gotta read the directions here closer. I just read them. And so yeah, you guys are gonna have to do this quite a bit. Just kind of stop and look at it. I am on direction number 15. So loop the cross piece between the 2nd and 3rd tail section. I'm gonna turn it off, I can read myself. All right, so I was down here, kind of went over the horizontal, under the vertical, over horizontal, under vertical, over, wrapped, went down to the 7th one, or the 6th one, did the advanced knot down to 7th. I went under 2, over, under, over, under, over, under, and we had tie off over here. All right, so I crossed over here. The next step, what is it, directions number, I lost my mark here, gee dang it, sorry about that. Number, I'm getting confused here. So it's direction number 16. So again, it's a tie off on this side, advance knot, go down to number 7, cut across, and then from here it says just to go up to the master cord, but I have to do the same pattern as the golden rule. I'm going to be going under the lefts, or under the rights, over horizontal, under the right, over horizontal, under right, over horizontal, and so forth till I get to the top up here. And so this just happens to be a over, under. Now I got the horizontal and the master cord on top. Then I'm going to go over both of those. So both of them, same thing I did over here, go over the master cord, cross over it, and then under the horizontals, going down to there. All right, so I came up to the master cord, then I went under 2 horizontals, over the vertical, under the horizontal, over, under. I'm going to tie it, I'm going to go down to the cross piece right down here between the wooden frame and the first lace right there. I'm going to tie it off, I'm going to go up to the last mark up here. All right, to finish it up here, so I was up here before last time, went over the cross piece, up to the last mark here, went over, under, went to the last mark on here, went over between the first and second tail section, and then from this point it's just under the rights, over horizontal, under right, over horizontal, over, under, go over both the horizontal there and the master cord, wrapped around, and then under, over. I'm going to go down to this spot right here, where I'm now going to tie it off. So I'm going to go under the horizontal, and that's the pin. I can push that back up. Go under the horizontal right there for my tie off. And you guys know how to do this since you did it on the tail and toe many times. Wrap it around. I'm going to go around this section right here. Again, I created my tunnel right here. Pull it nice and tight, pull it through the tunnel, and voila, we have a finished snowshoe. I can adjust these here, but again, when I'm done, you should have the X's on here, X's all the way over, X's. Again, these can all be pulled down a little bit, make it look a bit nicer, but there you go. That is the final snowshoe. Now I can go back and cut these other ones here and burn them, cut the tail section, burn that, and then I still need to do the master cord, and I'll show you to do that next here. If I got the master cord, or the wrap is right here, I'll show you that next here. Okay, final part is to do the wrap. So it says wrap right on here. What the wrap is going to be, I'm going to wrap it around the master cord. Again, the master cord gets a lot of abrasion, a lot of wear and tear from your boot pivoting back and forth. So I want to do an extra wrap. What I like to do is get to the middle of the wrap right here. And I'm just going to start to literally just wrap one direction. I'm going to wrap going to the left. So this is a half a waist point on the webbing. I'm going to go over this part. I am going to wrap up the cord right here. I'm going to wrap up, wrap down, and tie off over here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, I started in the middle. I wrapped over, wrapped up, crossed over, wrapped down, a little bit right there. And I did a tie off right here. I'd burn that. I'd do the same on the other side here, going this direction. And that just adds extra protection because the boot will be pivoting back and forth right here. And that's it. Once you've done that, we're going to have a varnishing gathering at school once your snowshoe is done, probably after winter break, where we'll dip these varnishes or these snowshoes in a varnish bin to get a good waterproof protective coat on it. There you go, guys. I hope this has helped you out a little bit. Again, read the directions. They can be challenging, but take your time on it. That golden rule is kind of the key thing also. All right, guys, good luck. Don't get frustrated. You will get frustrated, but expect that and be